My God,
I
that
know,
felt good to do.
it's been a couple weeks. It's my fault. It's all my fault.
And honestly, no, it's not. It hasn't been a couple
No,
weeks.
it's been
It's just been
two
one. We were
weekends.
delayed this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just delayed this week.
But like, God, I love
I
recording.
do too. It's fun. This shit's a good time.
It's a great
We're
time.
here for a good time, not a long time. You know, put it on a sweatshirt.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Hi everybody. Welcome back to Oddities. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Kellie.
And welcome back to Strange Town. A toot toot. So, the usual, all of our shit is in the description. You can find us on social media. Please follow along, ski. We also have a link to our Patreon. Come the end of this year, when I'm done with school and I can breathe again, we will be doing the bonus episodes again.
I'm excited
So get
for those.
ready.
I have ideas.
Thank you
for
to
it.
our
Sorry.
patron. Oh, I love that. Thank you to our patrons who have stuck around. A couple of you decided not to, and I'm maybe a little bitter about it, but that's okay. I also understand. These things happen. And we also have a link to our merch store. And potentially we have some new very cool things coming.
Yeah.
So,
Very cool things coming, I believe.
plus very cool things that you've been working on.
Yeah.
So,
I spent 2 days this week trying to post one of my new designs, and my kid came in right as I was about to finalize it, and he exited out of the program. So I was so infuriated that I was like, I am just gonna step away for a minute.
we'll try that again
and come
some
back
other time.
later. But it's coming, I promise
Exactly.
you guys, and I know you're all gonna love it. So
Oh, for sure. And, I covered everything. We did it.
Yay!
Yay! High fives! Also, shout out to me because I'm not recording with my microphone yet again.
oh my God, I just realized that. I was like, what's missing? Is it her glasses? No, it's the freaking microphone.
It is my glasses, which means I have the font on my notes very large because I forgot that as well. I'm in New Jersey for a hot second recording this, and I didn't pack my microphone and I didn't pack my glasses. So all very cool things. It's midterms. It was midterms this week, and so I'm just
Everyone give
like,
her
and
a
I
damn
took some.
break.
I took today and took them, and I'm just so we just need to. Okay.
Yep.
That's all.
We got
the
it.
end. Yeah.
Yep.
Words. So
Words are hard.
how ye be?
I be good. I have been, like, this is the first time sitting down since, I think, like, 7 a.m. So,
Oh my god, you majorly got your steps in today.
yeah, I was had a whole bunch of stuff to do and looking forward to it. I had, like, 10 minutes of sadness because I found out Hagrid died, and,
Oh yeah,
I literally
that
cried.
was a bummer.
And not only that, but, I also cried about Mrs. Potts dying, so it's been a week with that.
Dude, all the feels. To be honest, I think Hagrid's like the only character I like in Harry Douchebag. I'm not a huge I'm not very into them.
You're not
the
a
movies
Potterhead?
I watch to make. I'm not. I watch the movies to make fun of them, primarily. It's the same that I feel about Twilight. They're up there together for me, but
Twilight is so
no
easy to make
hate
fun
towards
of.
the people. Yeah, no hate towards the people that love are die-hard Harry Potter fans. It's cool. It's all good. It's just not my thing.
Not your cup
But
of tea.
Hagrid was a cool bitch, and I'm sad.
Yeah. It's just, he was, like, awesome actor, too. But anyways, other than that,
Yes.
things have been good. Not much to report. Other than, like, I mean, I told you this earlier, but I really want to tell the listeners
Yes, tell them.
two really cool things about living in California and near an Air Force base. You get to play a game, like, daily. Was that a sonic boom or an earthquake?
We just don't know.
And
It's
9
so
times
much
out of
fun.
10, it's usually a sonic boom. But
Which is good news.
what's funny is my husband works on the base, right? So all the time I go, sonic boom or earthquake, and he'll let me know. But today, my sausage thumbs was that a sonic boob? Which
I love
had
that.
him laughing pretty good. He goes, it was a sonic boom, don't worry.
Was that a sonic boob? You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Benny and the Jets, and you know how he says electric boots, but everybody says electric boobs?
Yeah,
She's got electric boobs. That's what this is like.
it is. It's exactly
We've got
like
some
it.
sonic boobs. Yeah, I love it.
So what's
That's
been going on
awesome.
with you, except for being in my neck of the woods, but not really, so that sucked.
Yeah, I was in San Diego for a hot second for work, and that was fun and cool and funky and fresh. I did a presentation, and apparently it went well, so that's great news. I swear to God, sometimes when I'm presenting, like I black out. It's like, and then I'm done. It's the same thing with recording.
Maybe that's for the best. That's why you do so
Maybe like
well, honestly.
I think I just like tune out and I go on autopilot and it like goes well, but that also it's like the same thing when I'm driving and then all of a sudden I'm at my location, but it's like a presentation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I get pissed at myself because I'm like, you missed the ride. You missed you where were you? So but that was cool, and we went to see a Padres game, and that was a lot of fun because we got to do it in like a corporate box type of situation, which is the first time I've ever experienced that. And I sent you pictures, and it was so tight.
Yeah, and didn't you say that that was your first major league game, too?
It was, and then I realized I'm a dumbass because I went to see the Orioles when I was in college, but like
Okay.
the Orioles kind of suck, and so in my mind, I
You
guess I
just
didn't register them.
didn't get
I was
to...
like, this isn't major league. So that means I literally lied to all of my coworkers because the whole night I was like, yeah, I'm so pumped. This is like my first major league game and I get to experience it this way. And then I got home and I had called my parents and they were like, that wasn't your first major league game. We all went to see the Orioles and we went to Loyola for family weekend. And I was like, fuck me. So to my coworkers that are listening, I'm sorry I'm a colossal fucking liar and I didn't even realize it.
You know,
So
I found
yeah.
it wasn't that I found it weird. I was like, wow, what a difference. Like, because you grew up pretty much on the East Coast. I grew up on the West Coast. And I
Yeah.
constantly went to major league
Yeah.
games. And so I was like, what do you mean it's your first? Like, it was so bizarre to me.
Oh, and I have to just take a second because they got us these tri-tip sandwiches
Oh my
for
God.
like in our little box thing, and they were, I mean, I didn't eat the bread, but like the tri-tip part of it was fucking banging. It was so good.
I love me a good
And I
tri-tip
got
sandwich.
I got lit, and the vice president had a good time, and all of us had a good time. We started the wave, and it got pretty far, and then the second half of the stadium let me the fuck down. But what else is new? And
Always letting
what
you
else has
down.
happened? Motherfuckers. And then midterms.
Yep.
And so here we are.
And here we are.
And now we're gonna do like fall stuff this weekend. It's time to do like get our pumpkins, go do a corn maze. I think the following weekend we're gonna do like a haunted hayride shit. I'm in my prime. That's all.
Yes, this is when Cassie shines. I'm going to Oktoberfest tomorrow, so there's that.
Yes, bitch. Are you gonna drink? I hope
I
you do.
can't. So so where it's an
Woohoo!
October. Listen, hear me out on this. I'm not pregnant or
Okay.
anything, people, but
Okay. All right.
I might be able to drink. I shouldn't say I can't, but here's the thing. It's at a very long time family friend. They used to do Oktoberfest every year, and then COVID happened. But her husband
Yeah,
brews the
womp.
beer every year. Like he
Oh my
brews
God.
the own beer, right? So it's really cool. It's a mango beer. I'm allergic to mangoes.
Oh no! Could you like pick up a 6-pack of something? And just,
I'm
like,
kind
bring it
of
with you?
convinced there's going to be other things to try, so I'm not too worried about
I
it.
gotta think that.
So,
Yeah.
it's like it's no big deal. But I'm looking forward to it because Oktoberfest. if
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
that's
have
another
beer, there's
thing
going to
I've
be
never
good
done.
food. So boom.
Yeah. All right. So at least it's still like a win, but like beer plus food would be like the ultimate win, you know?
Yes, agreed.
Yeah. All right. Well, but Godspeed. I hope there's other
I'll
choices
keep
for
you
you.
posted.
Please do. This is the important stuff. I'm sorry. I have like allergies right now, and it's just like this drip. It's very
Do you
attractive,
know what
very
helps
cool.
so well with allergies? Local honey.
Yes, which I've tried in the past, and like I feel like this whole allergy situation for me, it's getting worse as I'm getting older.
It's just
I
the
should
way life
try and
is.
find.
It's so unfair.
I should try and find some honey. Yeah, like golden, as my grandma used to say, golden years my ass. Okay, so I haven't even reached the golden years. So, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I got to find some local to our new like area, our new region. Here we are, 10 minutes in.
Yep, as we do. You know what? A lot of people have told us they like our intro bullshit jibber jabber. So there we go.
I know, and I'm
but
still
I
gonna.
did see that comment you're talking about.
It was so bitter. I'm like, damn.
Something
just,
crawled
like,
up his
holy
butt.
shit.
That's all I'm saying.
Literally, like, why is anybody taking any of this so seriously that they need to write that? It's like, Jesus, let's just like,
Take a step
whoa.
back.
All right. Yeah, don't mind me though. I'll just be over here being intolerable.
You're not
The
intolerable.
usual.
Love you, bestie.
I love you back. You're not intolerable either. That person just needs to just
Learn
like
some
I don't
tolerance.
know. Maybe get yeah, I don't know. They need something, some kind of happy anything. All right. You have a doozy.
It's a lot. It dives really deep in, I think.
Do you want to start with that, or do you want to finish with a bang?
Let's finish with a bang.
Yeah,
Because
but when you say it, you have to say finish with a bang.
finish with a bang. But
There we go.
And the reason why I'm going to say that is because mine is a two-parter. So
Oh,
I
you
think
know
it would
what?
be cool
And
to
then
end
next,
mine, but the next time start. It'll be.
I'm picking up what you're putting
It'll be
down.
great for our listeners. Anyways,
Oh my god! And you know what? It's gonna be so smooth because we're recording back to back. Surprise, bitches! So
that's what we're doing for y'all today. But
I love that.
what are you bringing
Okay.
to the table today?
Jesus, take the wheel. This is another recommendation from cousin Caitlin.
I literally thought you
We're
were about to be
doing.
like, my topic's Jesus.
My topic is Jesus Christ Himself, and if that's not an oddity, I don't know what is. No, I am covering the Ben Needham disappearance. Needham. We're gonna go with Needham. So, this is a very strange witchy. So let me tell you about this. So the long search to find Ben Needham actually started back in 1991 when he was 21 months old at the time, so nearly 2 years old. He was a toddler, and he went missing while he was with his family on the Greek island of Kos.
Okay.
The end. Bye, everybody.
That's
Stay
all?
straight. No, I'm just kidding. That's it. So Ben, it might as well be because there's like a lot and nothing all at once on this. So Ben was born in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, England, and vanished while on vacation from outside the farmhouse that his grandparents were renovating in Greece. His maternal grandparents had emigrated to the island, which, like, goals, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the way I want to finish out my life. Just hanging out in Greece, sure. So,
Great food, great place, beautiful views. Anyways.
exactly. Great food. July 24th, 1991. He disappears. After initial searches failed to locate him, he was believed to have been, like, kidnapped, right? Mm-hmm. And despite numerous claims of sightings, his whereabouts basically still remain kind of unknown. So, on the day of his disappearance, he had been left in the care of his grandparents, Eddie and Christine Needham, while his mom went to work at a local hotel. I guess she was like, I don't know what she was doing there, but she was working there.
Okay.
So, Ben had been coming in and out of the farmhouse, like, the family, like, they had renovations going on. And then around, like, 2:30 p.m., the grandparents realized, like, they haven't seen him in a bit. And he's, like, disappeared. And it's like, okay. Oops. The family first searches the area for Ben, assuming he'd just, like, wandered off or something. Or, like, he had a teenage uncle, Steven, and figured out that they thought maybe Steven had taken him for a little ride on, like, his moped that he had, whatever. They couldn't find any trace of Ben. So they notified the police, which is good. That's great. Mm-hmm. They initially questioned the Needhams, viewing them as, like, suspects, which delayed notification of airports and docks. And then over the following 11 days, searches of the area were, like, carried out by, sorry, I thought there was a bug and I, like, freaked out.
You're fine.
They were carried out by Hellenic police, the Hellenic Army, and fire brigade personnel. The island's chief of police, Nikolaos Decoris, I fucked that up, I'm sure. But anyway, he said, quote, "We now believe we have searched every possible part of the area and the boy is not there. It leaves us with a great mystery. We have no theories. We have no solutions." So that's
great.
Excellent.
Okay.
Square one is a great place to be. So following a request from the UK Prime Minister, John Major, the Hellenic Army undertook further searches of the island the following year in January of 1993. Oh, no, 2 years. Which is, so this went on, like, and this is still going on. So Ben has not been seen since, despite these regular appeals over the years by his family and the British authorities. And theories about his disappearance have included, like, murder or abduction. It felt possible that maybe he was sold to a family who like couldn't have a child. And now there's a theory that he's actually was buried under rubble during the building like
Oh,
work and renovations that was going on. And so that prompted a whole new search that started in 2012. So October 2012, the South Yorkshire police began to follow a line of inquiry that suggested that Ben had accidentally been like killed and buried in a mound of rubble by an excavator driver who was working in a field adjoining the house where Ben was last seen.
wow.
And I know, like Jesus. So extensive excavation of the rubble was undertaken by British and Greek police working together, which we love that. One item of particular interest to the police was this like little toy car that they found, which they hoped to recover and believed that it would be like the key to discovering what happened to Ben. And then the search failed to detect any human remains.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So whatever the theories, Ben's mother, Carrie, still feels her child is alive and out there. Now, back in 2000, a South Yorkshire policeman said, quote, although there have been hundreds of possible sightings, and certainly in the first couple of years of his disappearance, none have ever led us anywhere close to him. So here are some of the alleged sightings. There's been like more than 300 of them reported, of boys that match Ben's general description, both on the Greek mainland and on the Greek islands, and most were reported shortly after his disappearance, like within that first year or so. December 1995, a private investigator, Stratos Bakirtzes, fuck me,
You're doing great.
finds a boy that's, thank you, we're trying. He finds a blonde boy, aged like 6 years old, living with a Romani family in a camp located in Salonika, Greece.
Okay.
And the private investigator tells a Greek TV network that the child said he had, quote, been given to the gypsies because his parents did not want him, quote.
Well, okay.
It's just like, okay. Very to the point. So police from Varia take the boy into custody, and they determine he's not Ben. So then, the chief of police of Varia says the child's birth certificate was authentic and that the child's natural father was currently serving a prison sentence and had left him in the care of the Romani couple. That kid has had a life. So, November 1998, somebody by the name of John Cookson sees a blonde boy of around the age of 10 playing on a beach in Rhodes. Cookson said the child was known as, quote, the blonde one by his friends, which is weird, and was the only fair-haired child of the group. That's right, because they're in Greece, so everybody's mostly got dark hair. Suspicious, he takes photographs of the kid and uses the pretext of tousling the boy's head to acquire a hair sample for DNA analysis. This guy was, like, thorough and also weird.
Yeah.
But anyway, DNA testing proves the boy was not Ben, and the Greek boy's family also provided, like, infant photographs to show that he was, in fact, their child.
Okay.
October 2003, a man named Ian Crosby makes a visit to Kos with Ben's uncle Danny, followed by further visits to meet police from Greece. And Crosby has also investigated a photograph sent to him by a vacationer who visited Turkey in 1999, which depicts a number of Turkish village children, including a blonde boy who resembles the age progression photo of what Ben might have looked like at that point, which would be like the age of 13.
Ooh.
And what the Needham family believes is that Ben was kidnapped with the intention of selling him for adoption, or that he was taken by child traffickers, which
Could be either.
in either case, it's like terrifying. So it's, I don't know, it's really bizarre. And there's also like, they used facial progression over the years to keep creating these pictures of Ben. There's a website that was created to give out information about Ben, and that launched in 2003, and it continues to appeal for information. The family has offered a reward of 150,000 euros, or which is like 105,000 pounds, for information about their son's whereabouts. And then, like in 2007, there was a disappearance of a little girl named Madeleine McCann, and that like kind of like reopened all of this stuff. Do you know about this?
She's really freaking popular on TikTok right now.
Really?
The
That's
story
weird.
of Madeleine McCann is like, I don't know, all of a sudden it's gone viral again.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. In October of 2010, what would have been Ben's 21st birthday, the Needham family made a plea for a new investigation, and the South Yorkshire police said they were supporting the Needham family, but primacy for the investigation will always lie with Greek authorities. And let's see, in September 2016, The police returned to Coast to carry out further excavations beyond what they had done with that little car that they had found. Detective Inspector John Cousins said, quote, "It is my professional belief that Ben Needham died as a result of an accident near to the farmhouse where he was last seen playing. The recovery of the car and its location further adds to my belief that material was removed from the farmhouse on or shortly after the day that Ben disappeared." In November 2018, British police said that blood found on the toy car, though, was not Ben's. And it's like, well, whose is it? But anyway, October 2016, cops tell Ben's mom that he was dead after digging up that toy. Then the cops are now sure Ben was, they feel he was hit accidentally by a digger driver. And this guy's name is Konstantinos Dino Barkas.
That's a name.
These are names. And this guy died recently. So, like, that ends there. Yeah. But anyway, a witness says that Barkas may have been responsible for the death because they said that Ben was secretly buried somewhere else or dropped at a nearby site. Then his mom says she hopes that Barkas is burning in hell after taking this alleged secret to, like, his grave. And she said, like, basically he could have ended this whole thing potentially 25 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. So this whole, but then the digger driver, so Barkas's widow, Varvara, insists that her husband had nothing to do with Ben's disappearance and claimed he never even mentioned the kid. And she tells reporters that, quote, "My husband was a good man and I know he had nothing to do with Ben's disappearance." So, like, in 2017, they dug up stuff again and they find a fragment of a sandal that belonged to Ben, and there was blood on it. And the head of the British soil forensics group, like studying, I guess, the soil on this and everything, Professor Lorna Dawson, said her team discovered a genetic, quote, "profile indicative of human blood decomposition" on the piece of sandal, and that the next step is to extract DNA from the fragment to determine whom the blood belongs to. According to Inspector John Cousins, these findings further strengthen the theory according to which Ben was killed the day he disappeared and is buried somewhere
in Greece
on the island of Kos.
Yeah.
And that's Ben Needham. And of course, I always like to say this with missing people things. If you know anything, contact missingpeople.org.uk and maybe we can finally bring some closure to this case. It's a fucking wild ride. My money is on the fact that, yeah, there was probably an accident. The guy who was doing the digging and everything, like, he probably freaked out. He probably buried the kids somewhere. It's not surprising to me he didn't, like, mention this to his wife. Just like, to maybe keep her out of it, keep her, I guess, safe. He
quite literally taken it to the grave himself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I also believe at the same time, like, child trafficking and shit, like, this is a real problem. Like, it also wouldn't be surprising to me if somebody scooped up this poor kid.
So, yeah, like, wait, question, because I think I blacked out.
Okay.
The boy that was told he was sold to gypsies because his parent, did they not DNA test him?
They found his birth certificate.
Oh, bummer.
So they were like, okay, no, this is legit.
Okay, so yeah, I blacked out on that part. My bad.
But no, that's okay. I still think they probably should have just done the DNA profile anyway on him because, like, you can forge that shit.
I was literally, you just said exactly what I was thinking. That's kind of easily forged.
Yeah, you know, so it's like, I don't know. So anyway, that's Ben Needham, and it's still, to this day, so this was 1991, we're 31 years later, and it is not solved.
That's so sad.
And I don't think I don't know that it will be. It's so sad. Yeah. And after all this time trying to find new evidence and stuff, it's just
it's getting harder and harder as time goes on. So.
Yeah. Yeah, not even, you know, so, like, because of course people are like, yeah, but you could still, you know, you could still check the stuff out that you do find. And it's like, yeah, you could, but it's a matter of even finding anything at this point. Yeah. That's really a huge, like, barrier. So anyway, if you know anything, reach out to the website that I mentioned, and I feel really sad. Missing people cases, I just think it's such a bummer.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I always feel like, since I've had children, I always feel for the parents of, like, just sometimes, like, I wish that they could have closure. And when it comes to missing,
that's the thing, like, yeah. Even if they, like, knew for sure, like, that Ben had died, it would be fucking terrible, but at least they wouldn't still be wondering, you know?
At least they would have something.
So, yeah.
Oy. That's
I know. So,
well. Thank you.
on that happy note,
Thank you to your cousin for the topic suggestion yet again. She is like coming in
yes.
clutch constantly with great topics. So
I know,
thank
and
you.
we've had a couple other people write in too, and be patient with us. We're gonna get to them. We just have like a lengthy list that we're working our way down.
We're getting to it, guys. Don't worry.
We do be so yeah, but anyway, on all of that happy note, tell us part one of your two-parter.
Okay, guys. So today I'm going to be talking about the Camarillo State Mental Hospital.
Do do
Do
do.
do do. So, surprise! This is another story of the county I grew up in.
Yeah, what is happening like out
Oh, and
there?
then like while I was researching this topic, more topics got added to my list. I was like, didn't know about that.
Oh, good. Okay,
Didn't know about that.
excellent,
So,
excellent.
yeah, we're just starting off strong. So, located in Southern California is Camarillo State Mental Hospital. It was built in 1932 and opened in 1936. It housed thousands of mentally ill patients. This hospital was very large. In fact, at one point, the largest in the world. It
Oh, really?
was designed to house 7,000 patients and have a staff of 700.
Oh my God!
Right?
Holy shit!
The hospital was a state of the art and held a notable partnership with UCLA's psychiatric facility. It was a large community employer for the area, but with that also came very uneducated and not equipped employees to be, dealing with what they were dealing with. And then, like, not to mention, like, so this was 1930s that it was opened. You could have PMS and they're going to send you to a mental hospital. You were born with Down syndrome, you were sent to a mental hospital. Autism, it wasn't known then, sent to a mental hospital.
Mental hospital.
One notable resident was
Yeah.
he was admitted simply because he didn't speak English. And lo and behold, he was
Really?
a millionaire from Mexico.
Jesus.
And because he couldn't communicate or because they believed he was like insane because he wasn't speaking English, they admitted him. And after some time, his wife was able to find and locate him and get him out of there. But after him being there for a while and not knowing what kind of treatments were done to him, because there was some very inhumane treatments done at this hospital, such as shock therapy, hydrotherapy, hydroshock therapy, a little bit of both, lobotomies.
Oh, a little variety.
Yeah, a little variety. Lobotomies, thermal therapy, which was like heat, sweating out stuff, I guess.
Okay.
They believed they can cure syphilis by injecting the patient with malaria.
That's how it works. That is 100% correct. Right.
And then I have no idea what this is in reference to, but they believed they can cure brain shakes. No idea what brain shakes are. By injecting the patient with insulin, even though the patient was not diabetic.
I wonder if brain shakes is like seizures, maybe?
Seizures or like, I don't know, like, that's the only thing that makes sense. But who fucking knows at this point?
You know what Donut, shut up. Jesus. This is the quality everybody comes here for.
You know what? Donut's the star, though.
I know. It reminds me almost like this period of time, like in our history when literally everybody was ending up in the mental hospital, almost as akin in my mind to like witch trials.
Yeah.
It's like witch trials, but like for people who had any kind of issues. And it's ridiculous that our one-stop shop was to send them into like some like asylum where they were like basically tortured.
Yep. And that's exactly what
so
I
sad.
feel was happening here. As the years went on, compassionate and scientific advancements eradicated the very inhumane types of treatments. And in 1977, the hospital was closed. The building is said to be extremely haunted. Witnesses describe all kinds of eerie stories and sounds and weird happenings, such as apparitions, moving objects, voices, strange headaches, nausea, and dizziness in certain areas of the hospital. Extreme fatigue. Filmmakers who used the site for movie sets and TV shows and whatnot noticed cold spots on the film, missing objects, window slamming, and a strange knocking sound.
Interesting.
Fun little like tidbit here. This hospital was nicknamed Hotel California.
Okay.
Which inspired the song by the Eagles, Hotel California.
I always thought that was about drugs, so that's interesting to me.
Specifically the line of, you can check in, but you can never leave.
Yeah.
So, another notable thing, if you happen to like the same sex, you were also admitted to this hospital.
Right.
There were, like I said, this was a huge hospital and they had different wards. They even had a children's ward. Because, like, of poor evaluating and whatnot, people were being admitted just because they could admit them. So say you have a family member that's like, I don't know, a little bit of a problem, they got admitted and were likely just left there.
Wow, I have a couple that come to mind.
Just a couple?
Period, the end, full stop, yeah.
So, a fun little tidbit. You would think that they would just, close the doors and go on with it. Well, hypothetically speaking, they only closed the doors, but reality was they opened the doors and let the patients run free when the hospital was closed.
Shut up, really?
Yeah. They just let them go.
The fuck?
And this is where it gets fun. The hospital is now Channel Islands State University.
Yeah, so we were talking about this like very briefly before we started recording. I cannot think of a worse location to plant a university.
Right.
Like,
I know, like, here's the thing. If you wanted to have, like, the grounds as the university, fine. But why not rip down the old building? Because the old building is still standing. There's
probably like asbestos and shit in it too. Yeah, like, Jesus.
Here's the thing. You're not supposed to, but once upon a time I did. And we found the children's ward there. And I'm not joking. It is like they stood up, dropped what they were doing, and left. Everything is left there.
Oh my God, that's so eerie. And the children's
ward was really creepy. My sister, I didn't see this, but my sister said I think it was an ex of hers that said it. They have a mural of Michael Jackson in there, and the mural is obviously so old because he's still black in it.
Oh my God.
So that was interesting. Her ex also was in the library at one point and accidentally went in. Well, she didn't accidentally. She was in the elevator, but instead of going up, she went down and found the morgue.
Oops. Oops.
Needless to say, there was a lot of panic there.
Yeah, big time.
It is strange. At one point, my sister was visiting a friend there. They were waiting for them to get a class, and she was with the friend's brother, and they were just like walking around, and they were talking about like short movie films to do or stuff like that. They were very into filmmaking at that time, and it took them a while to realize, oh my gosh, we're in an exercise yard.
Oh.
And I asked Stacy, like, did you think you got possessed by by one of the ghostly things? And then, they were like, I want to exercise, and that's why you didn't realize what you were doing.
I work out. That's so funny to me.
So, pause for a second. Hi, child. Can you please leave? What's wrong? Okay, after I'm done, okay? No. Okay. My child is going to come over and tell me a secret, everyone. I apologize.
Okay. I hope it's juicy.
Say hi to Aunt Cassie.
No. Hello.
Said it in the sweetest little voice. Anyways, okay, tell me.
Oh, good.
Hurry up. Bye. Bye. The side eye he gave you. Holy crap. Apologize for that, you guys. What was the secret?
What was the secret?
You want to know? It's a big, juicy one.
Tell me. I'm dying.
He literally just went in my ear.
Oh my God. That is a hell of a secret, though.
So, like, needless to say, they left this building standing. They left everything behind. Given, like, just the torture that happened in this place.
yeah.
I do believe that there's some very unsettled spirit in the area, or unsettled energy, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then, like, just mistreatment. Like, I'm not going to get really deep into the nitty gritty of how terrible some of the things were, but the patients were, in short terms, tortured. I don't know that it was actually a hospital that was helpful to people. And I do find it interesting. So I grew up knowing that this college was a mental hospital, right? Didn't know that it was open until 1997.
Literally 60 years, basically. 60 something years. Like, that's crazy.
And then, the university opened in 2002. So it's what, 21 years old? Right?
Yeah. Well, 20
years old, exactly. So I don't know. I just when I'm I knew about this, but I didn't realize how close in time it was, I guess. And then I don't know, that makes me feel even more just this was happening. And I asked my parents recently, hey, was there anything on the news about this? Because fun fact, where the university is very close to the Navy base my parents were living at and stationed at. So I was like,
oh, okay.
Did you hear about anything in the news? And my dad's like, no, I remember it being open, but if you drove by it, it was locked up like a prison, because it kind of was.
Because, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, he said, as far as closing, he goes, I think they did that very quietly. And I had said the thing about if they open the doors and just let the patients leave. And he's like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that they didn't mention that in the news.
Yeah, that's, God, it's I listen and I think of, first of all, our history around mental health and everything that it's just so grim and troubling, and the things that they did it's so disgusting. And then on top of it, how long it went on is just so ridiculous. And in my mind, some of the shit that they were doing to these people reminds me of some of the really terrible experimentation that went on in the Nazi camps and stuff,
Exactly.
It's just it's really terrible, the concentration camps, and it's terrible, and it's just so it makes me nauseous to think about. But then and I'm sitting here and separately, I'm me, I kind of am I kind of sit on both sides of the equation, yeah, maybe there's ghosts and shit, maybe not, I'm kind of
you're Switzerland,
open-minded skeptic. I'm Switzerland. If there's gonna be a place that's haunted, it's going to be a place like this where all this shit went on that was so terrible to all these people. It's but then the other side of me is okay, so people are going into they were going into this old building that was abandoned, that was probably built using some pretty suspicious materials, that probably has molds and stuff like that. And I can't help but wonder are they tripping a little bit maybe while they're in there, or the headaches and the nausea and stuff like that, could we attribute that to mold or something like that?
Or asbestos.
But then other things this, or asbestos, or the sounds that they're hearing, it's okay, well, is it because it's an old building or what? But then I'm at the same time, I'm well, it could totally also be ghosts because this place is so fucking terrible,
Yeah.
So it's
and
I both.
Yeah, and it was interesting. I was reading, and they're some notable famous people have been residents here, and I'm okay, but who? Couldn't find any info on that. Would love to. Because I'm not surprised, given that it was a Southern California. It's kind of a movie star area.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I would kind of assume that, but it does make me sad to think, one, look how far we've come, but how sad it is. Oh, your child's born with Down syndrome? Just put it in a facility. How, I don't know how you could just dump a kid and move on and think they're any less.
Yeah. And it's
and then, you're a woman and you're having this psychotic behavior because you're about to start your period. Time to go to the facility.
Mental hospital. Oh, you're a man and you like another man? Mental hospital. It's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so sad.
It's really ridiculous. And I don't know. I really, again, where the location is, because I've been there, it's beautiful. And the college campus is beautiful. I just don't understand why they wouldn't have torn down the older buildings and just I don't know why they're still standing. And they're all locked up. You're not supposed to go in. People do.
It's on a college campus. It's asking for people to go
come
in.
on.
Like,
What do you
if
think
there's
a
ever
bunch
going to
of
be a
drunk
group of
college students
people,
are going to do?
exactly,
Honestly.
especially on like Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
And like stuff like that. You know, it's just Jesus, people, I can't. So anyway, that's why wouldn't they tear it down? I mean, that's a great question. I don't know.
So, and then I really can't get over the fact, and I'm wondering if I had asked my parents this again, because at the time when it closed, I was 4 years old. So I don't really have a memory, but these patients, they didn't have anywhere to go, so they just let them go. Did this raise the homeless rate in the area at the time? Did this raise the crime rate in the area at the time, because none of these people can function properly? You know, like I said, a lot of these residents were lifelong residents. They were there from birth to when it closed. Like, they didn't know
how are you
anything.
gonna lobotomize somebody and then just let them go and expect them to have any kind of fruitful life?
Exactly.
Like, hello?
No one's
that's
thinking
not how
there,
it
quite
works.
literally.
Yeah, seriously.
That was really poor on my side.
That was yikes, but also right.
Yeah. But like, just with the horrific practices that were done, I like, yeah, no wonder people hear and experience spooky shit. You know?
Yeah.
So, that is Channel Islands University, Camarillo State Mental Hospital, and Hotel California for you, friends.
Part 1.
And part 2 is wow.
Oh, good.
So you guys have forward to look to that next week. None of those words came out right. You have that to look forward to next week, listeners.
Whichever you prefer, you know, one or the other. Wow, well, that was great. Thank you for that. I'm excited to hear part 2, which luckily for me is like 5 minutes from now when we record the next episode.
I know you already said you were excited about just from the title, so.
I am, so. Okay, well then we'll wrap this one up, and you guys are just going to have to be on the edge of your seat until next week. Yep. So.
Until next time.
Stay strange. I love it.